Hello guys, these 12 upcoming Switch games for 2025 promise fresh adventures, long-awaited sequels, and unexpected ports that will test Nintendo's aging hardware. Donkey Kong returns in what looks like his most ambitious adventure yet. The Big Ape and his crew are exploring multiple islands after Hyrule steals their banana horde again. Classic platforming mechanics are back with modern twists. The barrel blast sequences look insane this time. The team at Nintendo has added 4-player co-op, which should make for chaotic fun at parties. The graphics push the Switch to its limits with lush jungle environments. I'm particularly excited about the rumored underwater levels that let you control and guard the swordfish. This could be the best DK game since Tropical Freeze. This life sim RPG puts you in control of a character who discovers they can manipulate time. You'll build relationships with villagers while taking on various professions, from blacksmith to wizard. The game's hook is using time travel to see how your actions affect the village across different eras. I dig how your choices permanently alter the timeline, creating unique game experiences. The crafting system looks deep, letting you create items that couldn't exist in a single time period. The art style has this watercolor vibe that pops on the Switch screen. Fantasy Life fans have waited years for this one.
As you rebuild the island, as you travel through time, you'll gradually uncover truths about your new island home. Additionally, up to 4 players can journey together online. Invite friends.
The long-awaited sequel to the indie darling Hollow Knight finally arrives this year. You play as Hornet, a nimble warrior with a completely different moveset than the original protagonist. Team Cherry has created a new kingdom called Farloom, filled with over 150 new enemies and bizarre, beautiful landscapes. Hornet's journey upward through this strange world feels faster and more fluid than the original game. The soundtrack samples I've heard are haunting. I've spent years following every scrap of news about this game, and the wait has been brutal. Silksong looks worth every second of anticipation. The puzzle-solving professor makes his Switch debut in a steampunk setting. Layton and Luke investigate strange occurrences in a city powered by steam technology. The core gameplay remains puzzle-solving, but with new mechanical contraptions that need fixing. The hand-drawn art transitions beautifully to 3D environments that retain the charm of earlier titles. Level 5 promises over 200 puzzles ranging from logic to mathematics. I'm most excited about the hint system redesign that encourages experimentation rather than just giving away answers. The series' quirky characters and British humor return in full force. Layton fans, dust off your top hats. Mario Kart breaks new ground by letting players race across one massive connected world rather than isolated tracks. You can seamlessly drive from Toad Harbor into Bowser's Castle without loading screens. The game supports 24-player online races, creating absolute chaos on the tracks. New vehicle transformations let you convert your kart into planes, submarines, and hang gliders mid-race. Nintendo's added a story mode where you compete in tournaments across different kingdoms. The customization options look ridiculous. I counted over 300 parts for your vehicle. This feels like the evolution Mario Kart needed after the success of Mario Kart 8.
Plains, a desert, and even the ocean. You can drive virtually everywhere in this fully interconnected world. Races are held on courses scattered throughout various...
After multiple restarts in development, Samus Aran's next first-person adventure takes her to a mysterious planet on the edge of the galaxy. The game picks up where Metroid Prime 3 left off, with Samus tracking down the remnants of Phazon corruption. Retro Studios has rebuilt the scanning mechanics, making environmental interaction more intuitive. The boss fights shown in trailers look massive in scale, requiring creative use of Samus's new arsenal. I'm particularly impressed by the adaptive difficulty system that changes based on your playstyle. The atmosphere feels just as isolated and tense as previous Prime games. This could be Samus's defining Switch moment. Hey, quick pause here. If you're enjoying this look at some of Switch's finest games, hit that subscribe button for more content like this. Let me know in the comments which of these games you've played or are excited to try. Now, let's continue with our lineup. Game Freak takes us back to Lumiose City from Pokémon X and Y, but in a dramatically different timeline. The once modern metropolis is being restructured and you'll witness its transformation. The battle system combines the action-oriented style of Legends, Arceus with traditional turn-based combat. Mega Evolution returns as a central mechanic, with new Mega forms for previously overlooked Pokémon. The game introduces time-limited events where players worldwide can participate in reshaping the city. I'm cautiously optimistic about the streamlined story that focuses on fewer, more meaningful characters. This looks like the breath of fresh air the franchise needs.
Do more than just change shape. It'll unlock a new level of power, turning the tide of battle in its favor. As Lumiose continues its transformation into a city that belongs...
This mind-bending narrative game puts you in control of multiple characters whose lives intersect in unexpected ways. Your decisions for one character directly impact the storylines of others, sometimes in different time periods. The developers promise no two playthroughs will be identical due to the branching possibility space. The noir-inspired visual style uses limited color palettes that shift with each character's perspective. Voice acting sounds top-notch from the trailer samples. I'm intrigued by the morally ambiguous choices that force you to sacrifice one character's happiness for another's. This game could be the sleeper hit of 2025 if it delivers on its promises. CD Projekt Red finally brings their controversial open-world RPG to Nintendo Switch. This version includes all expansions and patches that fix the original release's problems. The game follows V, a mercenary navigating the dangerous streets of Night City. The Switch port makes expected graphical compromises but maintains the dense city atmosphere and branching storylines. Having played the original, I'm curious how they've managed to squeeze this massive game onto Nintendo's hardware. The character customization and multiple playstyles remain intact. This port represents a technical achievement, though I wonder if it's arriving too late to find an audience.
An adventure RPG set in Night City. Thanks to the power and new features of Nintendo Switch 2, you can transport yourself to the City of Dreams at home or on the go. Get ready to meet incredible characters and discover amazing stories when Cyberpunk...
Set between Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi, this open-world game lets you play as Kay Vess, a scoundrel navigating the criminal underworld of the galaxy. You'll make choices that affect your standing with various syndicates like the Hutts and Crimson Dawn. The gameplay combines stealth, combat, and dialogue options similar to Mass Effect. Your companion, a creature called Nyx, assists in distracting enemies and solving puzzles. The speeder bike sequences look fantastic, capturing the feel of the chase scenes from the films. I'm most excited about visiting planets that haven't appeared in major Star Wars stories before.
Someone nearby?
This hack and slash takes place during Ganondorf's imprisonment between Ocarina of Time and Wind Waker. You'll control various champions trying to maintain peace as dark forces work to free the Gerudo King. The combat builds on previous Warriors games with elemental weapon effects and massive special attacks that clear screens of enemies. The roster includes characters from across the Zelda timeline, including some surprising deep cuts from handheld titles. Co-op play supports up to 4 players in split-screen chaos. I'm impressed by how faithfully they've recreated iconic Zelda locations in a pre-flood Hyrule. This looks like the most story-focused Warriors game yet. From Software's brutal action RPG arrives on Switch with all DLC included. You play as the Tarnished, exploring the lands between after the shattering of the Elden Ring. The open-world design lets you tackle challenges in any order, though you'll die repeatedly regardless of your path. The Switch version maintains the methodical combat that rewards patience and pattern recognition. Performance seems stable based on preview footage, though with reduced environmental detail. The game's cryptic storytelling requires piecing together information from item descriptions and environmental clues. I'm genuinely surprised they got this running on Switch, without compromising the core experience that made it a modern classic. Hey, let me know what you think about these games. Maybe you've played some and have a different take, or maybe something here caught your eye. Drop a comment, let's chat about it. See you in the next one.